In this video, I just want to talk about managing the background of your Google slide versus the elements that are clickable, things that students would click on. Um, I just want you to be able to control that so that you have ultimate control over what gets moved and what doesn't get moved. So I have grabbed, and this is not mine, I have borrowed it from another person here in our program. They made a fall reading library, and many people have been doing this. Their Bitmoji was perched over here on the bale of hay on the side. I have removed that because I'm not wanting to identify who I borrowed it from. But this is a basic reading room where for each book you can click on a link and go see that book being read aloud on the internet, somewhere on YouTube, or a story that relates to that. And so you want those books to be clickable. Those are the things that you would want students to click on. The background, that wall and that floor, they've made this the background image. Nobody can click on that and change it. However, they've added a lot of other elements. There's a text box that says Fall Library, a welcome to our class sign. We've got a window, and outside the window a fall tree. We've got lots of pumpkins and apples and baskets and so forth. Even the bookshelf itself, all of those items have also remained clickable elements. So that means that a student coming in to click on a book, maybe this one down here in the corner, if their cursor slips a little bit, they're going to click on the apple, and suddenly apples are floating around and not going where you want. If you're trying to do the scarecrow and you click and move the wrong thing, things get moved. Things can even get deleted. Someone could accidentally delete an item off of your slide. So what should you do to protect your slide from all of those things happening? Well, as you create your slide and it is looking like this, before you've turned it into a bookshelf with actual books, you've got all the things in place that you want to stay in place, and in this situation it would include your Bitmoji. You want to freeze all of these items in place, not just the wall and the floor. So once it looks like this, you want to have that slide selected. You want to download a PNG image of that current slide. So save an image of that slide. That's what you want to have downloaded. Now, you're going to come into your Google Drive. You're going to make a new Google slide. This one is going to be, once it gets loaded up, this is going to be, let's retitle it, this is going to be our Fall Reading Library. We're going to go to background. We're going to choose image. We're going to find the image that we just downloaded. So I'm going to upload from my computer. I'm going to browse because I know it went into my downloads folder. I'm going to open it. And because I've made it all a part of my background, let's get rid of those other text boxes there. Now, none of those items can be clicked on and moved. The apples are in place. The signs are in place. Everything is locked in place. So once I put books on the shelf, those will be the only items that can be clicked on by the student. So I've protected all the rest of my elements. Now, over here, where I've got my Bitmoji reading room samples, I've got my fall library that I can still edit if I want. So when it gets to be winter, I could delete all of these items if I wanted, but I would probably keep my fall library. I might need it again next fall. So I would just duplicate, make a new room, but change this to be my winter reading. And I could adjust the picture outside the window to be a scene of snow. I could get rid of the hay bales and the apples and replace them with poinsettias or whatever. And then once that's in place, I would download that as a PNG image. And then I would create a new slideshow, not a fall reading one, but I would come back and I would create a winter reading library. And each time I would make sure that my backgrounds are locked in place so that only the books are the clickable items. And this maintains this as sort of my master samples that I can go in and work with throughout the year. So hopefully that makes sense to you, and hopefully that helps you preserve the work that you've done so you don't end up with images being moved and things floating around in ways that were unintended. So there, a couple of quick and easy steps to protect the background in your Google Slides.